There are moments in life when the silence is louder than any scream, when the world feels like it has turned its back on you, when you lie awake at night staring at the ceiling, and the question that keeps you restless is simple yet haunting. Why me? And I want to speak to that part of you today. That place inside you that feels cracked, wounded, unseen. That place where the smile you wear in front of others is nothing more than a mask, hiding a storm that no one else seems to notice. I want to talk to the person who's been carrying the weight of disappointment, the weight of failure, the weight of rejection, and who's so close to giving up. Because here's the truth. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. And most importantly, you are not finished. Life has a way of breaking us, and it doesn't ask for permission. The job that let you go, the relationship that left you shattered, the dream you've been chasing for years that still seems so far out of reach, the people who said they would be there and then they disappeared when you needed them most. Brokenness shows up like an uninvited guest. It doesn't knock on the door. It kicks it open and sits in the middle of your living room, daring you to confront it. But let me tell you something. Broken does not mean destroyed. Broken does not mean worthless. Broken does not mean over. In fact, some of the most powerful things in this world are broken before they reach their purpose. The soil must be broken for a seed to grow. Clouds must be broken for rain to fall. Bread must be broken before it is shared. And sometimes your heart, your plans, your expectations must be broken so the real version of you can finally rise. I know. Right now, it hurts. I know the pain feels unbearable. I know you're asking yourself, what's the point of even trying anymore? But let me remind you, pain is not the end of the story. Pain is the birthplace of strength. Pain is the furnace where resilience is forged. Pain is the teacher that life sends when it knows you are destined for more than mediocrity. So if you feel broken, congratulations. You are in the exact place where transformation begins. But transformation requires something from you. It requires a choice. Will you stay down or will you rise? Will you let the broken pieces define you or will you use them to build something greater? See, every person who ever did something significant, every person who ever touched the world, every person who ever became a light in the darkness, they were broken first. They were told no 1,000 times. They failed, they lost, they doubted themselves. And yet, they made a choice. They chose to stand back up. They chose to fight one more round. They chose to believe that the story wasn't over. There's a Japanese art form called Kintsugi. When pottery is broken, instead of throwing it away, they repair it with gold. They don't hide the cracks. They fill them with something precious, something radiant. And what was once broken becomes more valuable than it ever was before. That's you. You may not see it yet, but every crack in your life, every scar on your heart, every tear that fell in the midnight hour, it is being filled with something greater, something golden, something divine. But you've got to keep going long enough to see it. And let's be real, life is not fair. People will hurt you. Circumstances will knock you down. There will be days when nothing makes sense. And in those moments, it's tempting to shut down, to retreat, to let bitterness grow where hope once lived. But bitterness is a prison, and you cannot step into the future dragging the chains of yesterday. You've got to forgive, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. You've got to let go of what you lost, not because it wasn't valuable, but because there is something ahead of you that is worth more than everything behind you. When you feel broken, the enemy is not your pain. The enemy is your perspective. You look at the pieces and think it's over. But sometimes the breaking is not the end. It's the beginning. Sometimes God, the universe, destiny, whatever you believe in, has to break you away from what is comfortable so you can step into what is possible. Think about it. The butterfly cannot fly until the cocoon is broken. The diamond cannot shine until the rock is broken. The night must break for the sun to rise. So maybe, just maybe, what you're going through right now is not punishment. It's preparation. Now I know what you're thinking. That sounds good, but you don't know my story. And you're right. I don't. I don't know how many tears you've cried. I don't know how heavy your heart feels. I don't know how many times you've been let down. But I do know this. If you are still breathing, you are still fighting. And if you are still fighting, you are still capable of winning. Do not let your wounds convince you that you're weak. Do not let your failures convince you that you are finished. Do not let your loneliness convince you that you are unloved. You are stronger than you think. You are greater than you know. And what is waiting for you on the other side of this broken season will make the struggle worth it. But you can't just sit in the ashes and hope for change. You've got to move, even if your steps are shaky, even if your voice trembles, even if all you can do today is take one small step forward. Take it. Because progress, no matter how small, is the evidence that brokenness has not won. So look in the mirror and remind yourself, I am not my mistakes. I am not my past. I am not what happened to me. I am more. I am becoming. When you feel broken, remember this. Glass only shatters when it's fragile. Diamonds don't. Steel doesn't. Maybe life has been breaking away the parts of you that were fragile so it can reveal the part of you that is unbreakable. So stop asking why me and start asking what now, because the answer to why may never come, but the power of what now is that it puts the pen back in your hands. It says, yes, I was broken, but I will rise. Yes, I was wounded, but I will heal. Yes, I fell, but I will not stay down. Hear me when I say this, the world needs you, not the perfect version of you, not the polished version of you, not the smiling on the surface version of you, the real you, the one who has been through the fire and came out with scars that tell a story, the one who knows what it means to hurt and therefore knows how to help others heal. Your brokenness can become your ministry. Your scars can become someone else's survival guide. Your pain can become the very thing that gives someone else permission to hope again. And so when you feel broken, don't hide it. Don't bury it. Don't pretend it isn't there. Acknowledge it, embrace it, and then rise from it. Because the same pressure that crushes coal creates diamonds. The same fire that burns wood refines gold. And the same breaking that feels unbearable today can become the foundation of your greatest tomorrow. You are not broken beyond repair. You are broken open for rebirth. So tonight, when the doubts whisper in your ear, when the tears fall again, when you feel like you can't go on, remember this moment. Remember these words. You are still here. You are still breathing. And that means your story is not over. Brokenness is not your identity. It's a chapter. It's a season. But it is not the whole book. And if you will turn the page, you will find that the best chapters are still unwritten. Hold on, keep going. Believe against trust that what feels like breaking today is simply the shaping of tomorrow. And when the world looks at you and asks how you made it through, you'll smile through the scars and say, I was broken, but I was never defeated.